What's up, Everyday Blades? Man, I got this O-knife in last week, and normally when I get a knife in, I'll carry it for a day or two at least to get a good feel for it and make a short video on it, a first impressions video at least. I'll post a couple pictures of it on in the groups and kind of give my opinion on it. This knife I have carried, I think I've had like 10 days. I've carried it every single day since I've gotten it. And not because it's, an exceptional knife steel or, over the top collector's knife. I believe it's one of the best laser knives I own for several reasons. So this is the Oknife by Oknife Mettle. Mettle, and it is in 154 cm, which I have grown to have a new appreciation of. So most of my knives, are a good portion of them, are 20 CV, M390, a lot of super steels. They are not difficult to sharpen if I use my wicked edge, set it all up and go through the motions. Have to have diamond stones to really sharpen them. Can't sharpen them on standard, like work sharp, ceramic sharpeners. They'll just polish the ceramic. You won't ever really, I don't really ever get an edge with them. With this, I used it for 4 or 5 days pretty good. Ran it through more than I normally would, just using the edge, because I wanted to kind of test the edge retention of 154 cm. And it held up really well. I mean, it was still sharp. It wasn't shaving sharp anymore, but it was still plenty sharp to use for a work knife. I ran it across my work sharp ceramic rod, 10 or 12 times and brought the edge just right back. I mean, it was shaving sharp again. And that, to me, for a working knife is phenomenal. It's one thing to say a knife will hold an edge forever, but what kind of edge is it going to hold? With this, you can, just with a tiny bit of maintenance, keep a really sharp edge on your knife. I'm not saying one's better than the other. I'm just saying for a everyday kind of hard use, day-to-day knife. I'm in construction, so, get in some hairy situations. This is better for me on a day-to-day basis to bring my edge back really quickly and have a really sharp knife. Because, as you can imagine, I like really sharp knives. Another thing is, I love the button lock on this thing. It works flawlessly and is the best fidget knife I've ever owned. I mean, the action is just butter on this thing. It's got a flipper on it, which I don't really use. I just use the button lock. Flip it in, flip it out. Flip it in, flip it out. It's G10, both sides. It's got a coated clip. And this was sent to me by Olight on the up and up. But I would have preferred the satin blade, as you all know, but I haven't had any issues with this coating. I ran it through cardboard, all kinds of stuff, and it's not showing any scratching. I don't know what the coating is. This knife is manufactured, the OEM is Kaiser. And I have noticed a lot of really cool knives coming out of Kaiser. It's like they're really stepping up their game. For a long time there, I just wasn't interested in Kaiser. They just weren't putting out stuff that was in my wheelhouse. But this right here, this is fire for about $60-ish. This is a great knife. The ergos on this, for me, with big hands, is just great. So let's check some dimensions on it. 3 1/4 blade. 4 1/4 handle scales. It's right at a 1/2 inch thick. Those are all the right in the pocket dimensions. 154 cm steel. And of course with Olight they do the cool thing, give you the awesome challenge coin with it. And the Velcro pouch. And then inside the Velcro pouch it has the place for your coin. Super cool, man. Their packaging is just really nice. This is all 3D elevated. They do a great job. Let's check the weight on this. 3.6 ounces. You can't ask for much better than that. I wanted to, give me 1 second here. I want to do a comparison. There we go. This is a good size knife to compare it to. Benchmade grip. Really gives you an idea about the size. It's a really, really nice size knife, man. It's big enough to get anything done that you want to. But it's not overly sized in your pocket. You're not going to notice this knife in your pocket. It's going to, you clip it on the side of your pocket and it's going to disappear. I'll check one more here. There we go. The pair of 3. You can see it's a great size knife. And it is a flipper, and I'm kind of flippered out, but the flipper is a secondary method of deployment. The button just works great. And I've probably flipped this thing 2,000 times this week. This is the Oknife Mettle, M-E-T-T-L-E. They did a great job. This also comes in like an orange with a satin blade. That's the one I would prefer if I had my brothers, but like I said, it was sent to me by them. So check it out. I believe it's well worth it. I think especially if you like button locks, you'll love this knife. Guys, thanks for watching. God bless you and your families. Say a prayer for our country. Good night.